If I were to ask you what was the most important thing to you, you'd probably say family. They shape you, they grow with you, they experience life with you, and sometimes they do business with you. Well, today I'm going to take you behind the scenes of the owners of Millie's and how this family continues to keep this great staple here in Addison. I'm here in Addison at Millie's Pancake Shop, and last November was actually the 60th anniversary of this place being in business. Jim, the owner, is actually the third generation of his family owning this restaurant. Now let's take it back all the way to Jim's grandmother. Jim's grandmother was actually the very first waitress here at Millie's, and she eventually bought the place out with a couple of partners. And soon after that, a couple of other members in her family ended up buying those partners out, so this place was in sole ownership of her and her family. When his grandmother passed away, his aunt ended up buying it from his uncle, and eventually when his aunt decided to retire, Jim was next in line to buy the restaurant and be the new owner of Millie's Pancake Shop. Jim was actually a teacher when he bought this place, but when his aunt was ready to retire and sell it, she already had someone to go to, and let's hear why.
Running joke is that when I was in high school and early in college, I used to joke with my aunt when she owned it. I said, hey, if you ever sell the restaurant, I'll be the one to buy it. I want to own Millie's. And so I always had this vision of being involved with Millie's.
Now why am I bringing this up? Because Jim had vision and intention, and he told the people all around him what he wanted to do eventually when he grew up. He had a goal and he wanted to get there, and he told the people around him, and that's how he manifested it. So eventually when the opportunity came up, Jim was ready, and he was able to fulfill his dream of becoming the owner of Millie's Pancake Shop. Jim, being the third generation owner of this business, he probably had some expectations to live up to. So how did he deal with that? Well, Jim told me he had a great environment growing up where communication was key. Their family told each other how they thought, they told each other how they felt, and that's how they grew as a family and were able to grow this business continually over the years. So how did Jim deal with making decisions going forward in order to improve the business? Well, Jim told me he makes his decision based off two things: his gut and the data. What does the data tell him, and what direction does he go? And what does his gut tell him about how to continually grow this brand and this business so it lasts for another 60 years? Just like Jim, when he had a fire in him telling people he was going to buy this place as a kid, it still burns bright, and he still has the confidence in himself that he knows what direction to take this place in order for it to grow. Just like when Jim added catering to the business in order to help grow and develop the brand farther than it had before. Now I asked Jim what his 15-year-old self would say about him now being the owner of Millie's Pancake Shop. Let's hear what he had to say.
I think the 15-year-old version of me would start laughing and say, yeah, right. We always joked about it, but you didn't really make it happen, did you? That kind of thing.
It's clear from the conversation with Jim that he'll be able to lead this shop to more successful years because of his vision, his instinct, and just the family environment that fostered communication to help him break through the barriers to lead this place to another successful 60 years. Now I asked Jim what was his most memorable moment in the past 5 years of owning the shop, and it was a story piece that Chicago's Best did on Jim in this place. So I put the link below, go check it out. If you want to see Jim's dance move, I would suggest watching the video. Now if you want to know more about the owners in your backyard, be sure to follow so you can catch the next Business in the Burbs video. Thanks.